Now, just after 6:30 on WKYT this morning, cleanup today as many recovering from one round of storms are bracing for yet another round.
In that first round, it's up toward the northern zones. And when I say northern zones, I'm talking about the United States. Heading our direction, we'll go over the timing, track the latest details. Coming up.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning, and it's so nice to have you with us on WKYT on your Monday. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Today is a WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day. We are tracking the potential for some serious storms to come in through here.
Check in with Micah right now, who's right on top of things. Good morning, Micah.
Hey, good morning, guys. As we talked about all morning long, it's really afternoon, evening that you're going to be seeing these storms move on in. Right now, it's progressing south and southeastbound from Wisconsin into Illinois and also Michigan down into Indiana, as they have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect through 10 a.m. So afternoon and evening, that's when we can expect it. It's going to take some time to get here. Patchy fog this morning. Really, those storms increase after noontime. I would say 1 to 4 p.m. the first initial push in the far northern zones. Then it slides southbound as we go throughout the day. One phrase or one word you're going to hear about all day long across social media, across your TV, derecho. And you're going to say, what in the world is a derecho? Here's what it is. By definition, just a long-lived damaging wind event. Already seeing wind reports out of Wisconsin, and you'll have reports in a line from Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, all the way into portions of the Bluegrass State. You have to have at least 240 miles, and that's about 500 miles long. Wind gusts of 58 plus miles per hour. You'll have wind gusts anywhere from 60 to 80 miles per hour out of this stuff. So a long-lived damaging wind event. So it's not about these being stronger than the past couple of weeks. It's about how widespread this is going to be. And we'll talk all about that, the effects, issues, timing, all of that for you today, coming up in just a few minutes.
Okay, thank you. We'll see you in just a bit.
And the threat of more severe weather, the last thing that some people in communities want to hear.
They need a break. The storms that already moved through last night packed quite a punch, leaving a lot of people cleaning up today. WKYT's Hillary Thornton is at the live desk now with a look at some of the hardest hit areas. Hillary?
Good morning, Bill and Rebecca. That's right. Several communities are already cleaning up from storms. All, as Micah mentioned, more are set to hit our area once again later today. Yesterday's storm left behind a big mess in Woodford County, where winds knocked over trees and power lines, causing hundreds in the area to lose power. Many homeowners in Boyle County spent the weekend cleaning up after heavy rain led to flooding. Emergency management officials there say the Perryville community received more than 3 inches in less than 1 hour on Sunday morning. Lincoln County also saw some damage, with a tree on Maxwell Street falling and knocking a power meter off of a house. Also, some tin roofing was found in the area that was ripped off of a nearby home. The western part of Jessamine County was also hit hard. Melissa Stanley sent us these eyewitness pictures from along High Bridge Road in Wilmore. You can see uprooted trees, and there's also a barn that was torn apart, and that debris spread across neighboring properties. Emergency management officials in these hard-hit areas say with the ground already so saturated and water levels high, they are worried this was all just a warm-up for what is to come, and want to remind everyone to stay alert and stay out of that high water. At the live desk, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
And Louisville families dealt with some major flooding this weekend. Crews had to rescue several people trapped in their cars. Several apartment complexes were flooded after water gushed in from nearby streams. Rescue crews helped with more than 20 water rescues. Well, if you cannot join us on the air for local weather coverage, you can always catch up with the latest forecast on our website and WKYT.com. If you have pictures of the storm moving through, you can send them in as well.
The time is 6:35 on WKYT, and new this morning, a lot of problems at a downtown Lexington apartment building. It happened just after midnight this morning. The sprinkler system went off inside the Tower Plaza apartments, and that sent water flowing throughout the building and left a lot of people outside. WKYT's Sean Moody is live from the apartments with a look at the damage. Sean, were the firefighters able to salvage
Well, firefighters said they were able to get salvage covers over a lot of people's things and move them into the centers of these rooms, and that helped out. not, but some people did lose some of their items. It happened around 12:30 this morning. Firefighters said there was a cooking fire in one of the rooms on the 4th floor. Their sprinklers went off and got that fire out quickly, but the sprinkler system brought its own set of problems. They went off on all 8 floors of the building, and then that water flowed down through the building. Firefighters said there was significant damage from the 4th floor down to the 1st. They said 11 apartments had damage.
I have some plaster ceilings that are starting to come in, but that's no problem because these are concrete floors and they're precast, so they're not going to collapse or anything like that.
The executive director here at Tower Plaza said that they moved 2 people out to motel rooms while they get this cleaned up. They hope to have those people back here either later today or tomorrow. Live in Lexington, Sean Moody, WKYT.
A man charged in an accident that killed an 11-year-old boy is due in court today. Police arrested William Cody Mefford yesterday morning. Police say he ran a red light at the intersection of Midway Road and the Versailles bypass, slamming into another car. The crash killed 11-year-old Ryan Moore. Police say Mefford ran from the scene but later came to the police station. He's charged with leaving the scene of an accident, causing death, wanton endangerment, and disregarding a traffic control device. Today's hearing is set for 1 o'clock this afternoon in Woodford District Court.
New this morning, a man is facing charges for firing several shots right into a Lexington apartment complex. Police have charged 23-year-old Travis Clark with wanton endangerment. They say he is one of 2 men who fired shots into a building at Pine Brook Apartments on Friday. Police quickly arrested 18-year-old Maxwell Wilburn after the shooting, but they were still looking for a second suspect. Police say those shots were fired after a fight in the complex parking lot. And according to court documents, one woman says Clark actually pointed the gun at her and pulled the trigger, but there were no bullets in the gun at the point. Police say Clark called an officer to turn himself in after talking with his mother. New this morning on WKYT, police quickly caught up with a burglary suspect who broke into a business this morning. Someone from Appalachian Mining and Engineering on Dennis Drive contacted police after getting a security alarm notification. When officers got there, they found a damaged back window. And just as the K-9 unit was about to go inside the building to search, a man ran out. Police eventually caught up with him. He's now being charged with burglary.
A historic nuclear deal with Iran could be announced sometime today.
After years of tough negotiations, diplomats from the United States and 5 other world powers have given a signal they are close to reaching a milestone agreement with Iran. Hannah Daniels reports in Washington that the final agreement could face a lot of hurdles in Congress.
With less than 24 hours to the latest deadline, officials from the U.S. and 5 other world powers appear poised to reach a historic deal to curb Iran's nuclear program in exchange for sanctions relief. Secretary of State John Kerry is working with top diplomats locked in marathon meetings in Vienna, where officials continue to review a 100-page provisional agreement. Among the final sticking points, whether to phase out an arms embargo that blocks Iran from buying missiles and conventional weapons, and the duration of restrictions on Tehran's atomic development beyond the first decade of a deal.
If a deal is approved by Iranian leaders and President Obama, Congress then has 60 days to assess it.
I know there'll be a strong pull not to go against the president on something as important as this is to him, but I hope there will be enough Democrats willing to look at this objectively.
Democratic Senator Bob Menendez remains skeptical, but has not ruled out his support.
We have to make very clear that there is a deterrence in the longer term.
Congress could try to impose new sanctions on Iran or try to prevent the president from suspending existing ones. Hannah Daniels, CBS News, Washington.
Now 6:40, 20 before 7 on WKYT this morning. An embattled automaker General Motors is making another major recall, and this time it's on some of its crossover vehicles. Nearly 800,000 vehicles, including Saturn Outlooks, the GM Acadia, and the Chevy Traverse. GM says the issue is tied to a power lift gate that wears out prematurely and causes it to fall too quickly. No one has died or crashed because of the issue, but more than 50 people have been injured. Well, you're used to seeing Kevin Bacon on the big screen, but tonight folks in Kentucky will have a chance to see him on a different stage.
Kevin Bacon and Michael Bacon, who make up the Bacon Brothers, will perform tonight in Frankfurt. That's the name of their band. They're taking the stage at the Grand Theater. The show starts tonight at 7:30.
What about that?
Well, he's got good acting chops, so we'll see about his
See how he does with the singing, right?
musical prowess. Yes. Let's get a check of traffic right now. See what is happening out on the roads with a look at live drive traffic this morning.
Go out there to Officer Don at 98.1 The Bull, and we'll be checking on things. He's updating us. Good morning, Don.
Hey, good morning. Hey, there are no wrecks at the moment. Just had a look at Nicholasville Road coming in from Jefferson County, and in pretty good shape there. Of course, it's foggy in places this morning. That's one of the things you'll have to deal with on the way in, as we can see. On our Waze map, live drivers reporting a smooth ride on the circle between Richmond Road to Winchester Road. It's even one click of light past Liberty. In and outbound Liberty from that point to Todd's Road, things are steady. Now back to you.
Don, thank you very much. We do anticipate that fog being an issue for the next couple of hours or so, and then this afternoon we're anticipating those potentially strong storms, so a lot to watch as you commute today.
Yeah, just be careful out there. Well, he went in to make a shipment and ended up being stuck. More on how one castaway became an internet star and how he passed the time in this store.
Well, we're going to be looking for timing on this. That's going to be crucial within this complex. Is it races southbound? I'll go over that timing, how you can plan around these storms for your day, coming up next.